I did want to talk real quickly, and then I promise you I'll get to football, guys, about the Fairfax County Times. Now, I've been, I'm sure, one of the biggest critics, and I think what's also lost in this, if a newspaper or organization picked any of us and wrote articles about us every week, they could bring just about any one of us down. There is no doubt if they got a hold of our text, if they got any, if they had that kind of enthusiasm about getting into our lives, they can it can ruin just about anybody. I think that's lost in here. There have been so many allegations that they leveled against Coach Overton about his business license, about the bullying, lots of stuff that had nothing to do with that. They were just trying to find something. Well, they ended up getting a smoking gun, and it was probably their enthusiasm in the end that brought Hayfield down. Not that Hayfield, maybe they deserved it. I'm not sure, but it was definitely Fairfax County Times, their stick-to-itiveness that helped bring them down. I'm afraid that gets lost in this. That if that microscope was on any of us could be in trouble. Does that occur to you guys, or you think that's just a lawyer and me being a little bit too sensitive?
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in because I've been very critical of the Fairfax Times as well. If you look at kind of what's transpired over the 6 or 7 months, it's clear that there was definitely a bigger agenda than high school football in Hayfield, right? And that this story was going to be used as a platform to really promote that. I, a lot of what was uncovered during the reporting, absolutely valid. Screenshots of text, things like that, but somewhere along the line, continued to take all kinds of different paths. And that's kind of what doesn't sit well with me. It definitely was an attack on Fairfax County Public Schools, and it felt like it was a platform to attack Fairfax County Public Schools, the superintendent, and things like that. I saw a post the other day, somebody put, hey, the reporter really is a activist, not a reporter. And that kind of always struck with me, right? Is if you look at the history and take your lens off of whatever bias you have about the story, that was clear throughout the thing, the whole entire thing. So that was just a bad kind of I don't know, observation throughout the thing that I had, and sounds like you had as well, Julian.
Yeah, I just feel like it. But for the grace of God goes the rest of us, or whatever the saying is. How about you, Jason? Do you have any thoughts on that, or are you worried about
Yeah, I
having?
mean, I don't know any of the specific folks that were involved in that, at the Fairfax County Times that really dug into this deeply. But obviously, from an outside observation standpoint, there was definitely a mission here to try and uncover whatever they could. I mean, if Coach Overton forgot to cut his grass for 3 weeks because he was, out of the country, I'm sure that would have been shown as a picture that his grass was growing too much during the summer. It's just, and I think at some point this is a larger media thing that we consume in our society. You go to one side of something or the other, and when you're on the other side of it, it's all about just angling to punish the other side wherever you fall in that situation. And I think that's in today's world with everybody's got a digital footprint on everything, right? So any text messages, any emails, any communication is going to be captured. Somebody's going to be able to find that. There's no hiding that stuff, and that's a tough environment because you are right. I mean, if Brian seems like a great guy, you're a wonderful guy, Julie, and I'm sure if somebody dug hard enough, there's going to be stuff that you don't want to get out. As am I, humbly.
Yeah.
There's stuff there, just from the last 50 years of my life that, yeah, it wasn't perfect, and I think we all try and do things to make sure we're doing the right things, but you can't win in these situations. If someone wants to find something bad, they will, or they'll create something small, and that will just grow into a major apocalyptic event for whoever's looking for it. So, and that's the tough thing about this. I think it did turn into more of from a technical football story and what was right and what was wrong to a witch hunt around Coach Overton.
Yeah, it was something that I almost it's almost unfortunate that they came out to really tip the scale. I mean, that was the tipping point yesterday. We saw it. We had that text in our hands before it went public, and we all knew what was coming. It was almost like we were in our little text chain that we have. It was, and I hope that's not discoverable. It was the quiet before the storm, and here we go.